The blood of a giant stained the snow at Einar's feet. Red. It dripped from the tip of his Ulfberht sword. This time, Einar had not been lost to the rage. This time, he knew exactly where he was and what had happened. The giant pressed a palm to his left ribs, where Einar had cut him with the Ulfberht blade, and then took a step forward. The Jotun's feet crunched over the thick snow, and in a moment the storm covered his shoes. Red blood dripped from his wound down over his legs and onto the fresh, white coat of snow. "Stay away," Einar warned. Despite the howl of the northern wind, the giant's blood still dripped hot from his sword. This was not the first time Einar had fought off a giant, and he knew that it would not be the last either. For Ragnarok was coming, and soon he would fight and die on Ida's plain. "On whose side will ye fight at Ragnarok?" asked the bleeding giant. His voice was comforting, like that of a storyteller or a chanter, and he forced a snicker to cover for his obvious pain. Despite his wound, he had not defended himself or even drawn a weapon, as Einar had. Whoever this giant was, he was not like the others who had come searching. During the 3 long winters since his trial, many had come to kill Einar, and his body carried the scars of their encounters. This Jotun was not lost to the rage of the forefathers, as the others had been, and he was not consumed in anger, or stumbling through the snow. He was calm and composed, and Einar knew at once that it had been a mistake to strike first. An insolent smile spread across the giant's chapped lips. "So," said he, "when the final battle comes, will you fight for your gods or for your kinsmen?" The northern wind pushed at his back for an answer, but Einar had none. He knew that his father would stand on the battleground with one of Valhalla's golden shields in hand, protecting the gods. All Einar's friends would fight under the same colours, and Einar had always thought that he too would fight for his gods. But the choice was no longer as easy as it had been. He knew now that his mother was a giant, although she had always shunned her lineage, and Einar did not know where his mother would have stood on the eve of the final battle had she been alive, and he did not know where he ought to stand himself. "Your grandparents assume that you will fight with them," said the giant, and he was right. Einar's grandparents had sheltered him for 3 long, harsh winters. They had taught him the way of Jotunheim, and they had taught him about his lineage, and yet the more they taught him, the less Einar knew where he belonged in the final battle. "When you stand on Ida's plain again, you will know," said the bleeding Jotun, who could not possibly have known that Einar had already fought on Ida's plain once, and killed in Odin's name. "Who are you?" asked Einar. His breath came out white as the falling snow. He clenched his father's sword, feeling the grip through his thick wool gloves, and readied his stance. His heart was beating fast in confusion and warning, as it hadn't done in years. "You know who I am," said the giant. "You know my name as I know yours, Einar Vigmarsson." Einar gaped at the Jotun. It had been years since anyone had said his father's name. He doubted his grandparents even knew who his father had been. It was a name that belonged in Midgard, not here among giants. The Jotun removed his hand from the wound Einar had inflicted, and stroked the snow and ice out of his beard with bloodied fingers. The heat of runes within him melted the snow right off. His thin coat flapped open, and revealed the light summer colours he wore beneath. Einar had never before seen one so powerful, and he had met many giants. This was the 3rd of the last 3 winters before Ragnarok. So deep into winter, it took strength and attention to keep warm with runes.